Good morning.
Welcome to the morning show.
Yeah.
The Big Show with Glenn and Angel on Kiss 92.
Good morning.
Sometimes getting out of bed in the morning is a lot to deal with all at once.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to The Big Show. It is Thursday, and that's why it's Happy at Work Thursday with the founder and CEO at Career Agility International, Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Adrian.
And today, we want to talk about the man of the moment, Donald J. Trump, and his tariffs.
Yeah.
His terrifying tariffs.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
It's all about the tariffs.
It's a roller coaster, isn't it? I mean, every morning I wake up, I check the news, and I see new things happening.
Something is different,
Something
yeah.
is different, over the past week. He's been slapping tariffs left, right, and center. Everybody gets it. Singapore got 10%.
Yeah.
And everyone's all making so much noise about it. And they are getting personal, and they are calling Donald Trump all sorts of names and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't agree with a lot of things that are being said in the market.
Right. And this morning what Donald Trump actually said is, look, if you don't retaliate, you will be rewarded. Did you see that?
Yes.
If you don't retaliate, you will be rewarded.
Yeah.
If you retaliate,
Yeah.
that's it. You'll be slapped with over 100%.
125 to be exact for China.
For China, yeah, correct. And that is actually the part that worries me, the China and US trade, because that's a huge chunk, and
Yeah.
that's the piece that's going to affect Singapore the most.
It's the two biggest economies in the world that are
Yeah.
fighting about tariffs right now.
That's right. So today I thought it would be fun to talk about why these tariffs came about.
Yeah.
Are they a smart tool? Is it being executed well? And more importantly, what can we do for our jobs, for our careers,
Right.
when we are definitely facing tougher times ahead?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I mean, what people are saying is the reason why, Trump is doing this, and there are a few other advisors that he has, is that, I mean, this is them saying it, right? It's like the reason why we're slapping so much taxes on China and we're not letting, everything down is because, they've been pretty dirty in terms of, their dealings over the years,
Yes.
but they've gotten away with it. And so, enough is enough, They've stolen IPs and
Yes.
they've gotten away with a lot of things. So we don't know. I mean, but it's interesting to see how this all pans out.
And it's not just China, Apparently, not apparently, definitely the UK, Europe itself has been slapping tariffs on US goods, on your cars and everything. So logically, it makes sense that, you tariff me, I tariff you back.
Yeah.
But the quantum which Trump has slapped on everyone else is quite crazy and exorbitant to the point where is there method to the madness? And I think there is.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think there is as well. Okay, let's continue to talk to Adrian on The Big Show TV. Armin van Buren is next. This is Euphoria on Kiss 92. But how true do you think this is? I mean, for the US to come up and say, look, enough is enough. I mean, China has not played fair in the past, and so we don't necessarily need to play fair as well. And especially now, we're saying, okay, we want to impose these tariffs on you, but you want to retaliate, and so, okay, let's play ball.
Yeah, so the way I see it is world trade is good.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
It's good. It has made America richer, yes. But not even the Republican, what they are saying now in the US is that, yes, it's made US richer, but it's made the top 1% richer. Those who are really super rich, the industrialists and everything. But it's hollowed out the middle class. So much so that the manufacturing is all gone and everything. So that's why he's trying to push manufacturing back to
America.
back to the heartlands. Whether or not it's going to be effective is a totally different story. But that's his idea, and that's why he's trying to reset the whole thing. It's basically a major reset. So,
Do you think you can do it?
I think it's difficult. Like what even Obama said. Obama said the US economy is a big ship with a very small rudder. If anything happens, it happens very
topple.
slowly.
Yeah.
And if you do it too fast, you're right, everything else topples all into the sea, right? It keels over. So it takes time. I think they have the right intentions. And some people say that Trump is evil or Trump is bad. I don't think he is, because he's done everything he's done so far has been to reduce the deficit. There are 36 trillion in debt.
In debt. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice idea to bring the economy up in the US and bring manufacturing back home. But in reality,
Yeah.
will the Americans want to take those jobs that
Yeah.
everybody that he's about to kick out
Yeah.
will not have anymore? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
And can you do it quick enough? Because he has
Exactly.
he only has 4 years left.
yeah.
2 years actually, because the midterms are coming up. So he's got to turn around very quickly.
Very quickly,
But you see,
yeah.
everything he's done so far has been to reduce the debt. Getting rid of the illegal immigrants. Basically, that supplying them and feeding and all the medical. It costs a lot of money. Doge was there as well to. So everything is done. If you look at the pattern of the things he's performed so far, has been to reduce the.
It's just the way it's done.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
a
So it's the
bit-
way it's done. But the easier way for him is to be like the previous presidents and not do anything at all.
Yeah.
Right? Just sit
Yeah.
there and just do it, but kick the can down the
Yeah,
road. It's not my problem.
just sit back and just be nice
Yeah.
and look good and
cut ribbons and
look
just-
good around the world. Just be the big brother to many countries.
So you can be nice and not effective. Justin Trudeau is one, the Canadian Prime Minister. He's one. The country has gone very bad, but he's such a nice figure.
It's got nothing to do with how
Jacinda-
good a politician you are.
Yeah, correct. Jacinda Ardern as well,
Yeah.
New Zealand. She
Yeah.
was very nice during COVID. She was such a great leader and everything. But the economy suffered in the end. She quit before the elections were up. So you can be nice and tough, or you can be tough and unliked.
You can be nice and useless.
Nice and useless. Okay, and I think. And I'm not here to debate whether what is the politics behind it, but I can see where it's coming from. Whether or not it's the right move, it's a blunt instrument.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah.
It's a blunt instrument. Just hammer it.
No, I just want to see whether, look, the only way to justify what Trump is doing is if America is better off
Yes, of
after
course,
this.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Right?
yes.
But if
Yeah.
America is not better off, then it's rubbish.
But as with everything, it will take time. You know what I mean? And as you say, he
Yeah.
doesn't have much time left. And if everything kind of rolls over into the next presidency, a lot of the time that president starts to stake claim on
Yes.
everything working and stuff like because a lot of stuff is residual from the previous
Yes.
term, right?
Yes, correct.
Either you're cleaning up or you're reaping the rewards.
Yeah, correct.
So it remains to be seen how quickly those implementations that he wants to do actually start to work.
Yeah, and when I see him levying tariffs, the crazy numbers of the figures in the tariffs, he basically wants everyone to come to him and bend the knee.
Yep.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
all.
But
And they
he's
have
that
been-
kind of person.
But they
That kind
have
of
been
person.
doing it.
And
Yeah.
they have been doing it.
Yeah.
You must suck up to him. You
Yeah.
must make him feel good. You know, I mean, you watched The Apprentice, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Not The
no.
Apprentice, but the movie Apprentice,
Yes.
the Oscar-nominated
That was
movie.
good. That's a good
Apprentice.
movie.
Yeah. And it gives you an idea of what kind of a person he is, and he's still that person.
He is that
You know,
person.
he
He
loves
doesn't
loves
apologize
people
for it.
sucking up to him.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and he doesn't apologize for
He
it.
doesn't
yes,
apologize for it.
yes.
So if you look at it, it seems crazy, but I think there's a method to the madness, and I'm just hoping that Singapore won't be too badly affected. But I don't think Singapore will, because we are a very strong ally to the US in this region. You know, the security arrangement alone is reason enough not to get them pissed off with us. Or so basically, if you look at Singapore, I think we are a strategic partner. So yes, we got slapped 10%. So did everyone else, and I think over time it's going to be lifted. This is just the opening salvo. I suspect there's going to be a lot of negotiations in the back room for other things apart from trade. Could be
Yeah.
security arrangements. It could be, I don't know. I read somewhere that he might even want to ask the countries whom America owes money to, bonds, to either write down or to reduce, or whatever it is. It's like so we don't know what we don't know, and like what I told a lot of people. In 6 months' time, we'll find out whether Trump's an idiot or a supreme genius.
Yes.
Right now, we can't. We
You
can
think that's all
speculate.
it will take? 6 months?
6 months, we'll have an indication, but it's.
Angels hoping not.
No. I mean, it'll be interesting to see where this goes. You
in
know what I
6
mean?
months, maybe a year.
Because
yeah.
tomorrow we'll wake up and there'll be something else. And then, like this morning I woke up and it was 125 and everybody else was on pause for 90 days.
Yeah, correct.
So I was like, oh, that's happening. And then tomorrow I'm going to wake up and it's going to be something else. So he's so unpredictable that way, right?
Yeah, and if you look back at this thing called game theory, okay, game theory is about it's a mathematical and economics concept where.
Yeah, we're good. 1 minute.
Game theory is where you got two people playing a game, okay, where there's win-lose, win-win, lose-lose. It's called Prisoner's Dilemma. It's basically a classic prisoner's dilemma game where you have to try and outwit the other guy. And so I open up, I throw. It's like poker.
It almost sounds like something you play on the playground as well. You
Yeah,
know
it
what I
does.
mean?
It
Like
does.
who can flex more?
Correct. You see, so it's like when you go to prison for the first time,
Yeah,
you're supposed to like nudge all the other bullies out of the way.
Yeah.
So he's being
Game
the bully.
theory, is it?
Game
Yeah.
theory.
Game
theory.
theory.
Yeah,
But it's amazing, right? I mean, no one can be a bigger bully than him. He'll go down in history. I don't think there's anyone quite like him. He has.
There is no. He's one of a kind. That's for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
His game is strong.
Oh, yes.
As I said, his social media game is
Yeah,
strong. His presence.
And
Okay.
Traffic.
Let's
Kiss 92 traffic.
All right, on the PIE towards the airport after Bedok North Avenue 3, look out for a vehicle having trouble. Also on the PIE at Changi Airport, same towards Changi Airport, same stretch at the CTE SLE exit this time. Another vehicle's broken down. A situation on the PIE towards Changi Airport as well, but this time an accident after Engyo Avenue. Looks like the PIE towards Changi Airport is not the place to be this morning. On Ganges Avenue towards Delta Road after Indus Road, yet another accident. If you spot anything outside of those, let us know. 8855
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for today is Adrian Choo from Korea Agility International. And just before, when we were talking on The Big Show TV, we were talking about, Donald Trump. And you were saying in 6 months we'll see whether, he's good for America or he's bad for America and the world.
Whether he's the ultimate genius or the ultimate
Or a
idiot.
total idiot, yeah.
I think we'll be very surprised. Because,
Okay, so you're going the genius way then?
yeah, I'm just going the genius way. So I think nobody has the right answer for it at all. The Democrats in the US can, every economics professor can criticize, but when you ask them, do you have a better solution? The answer is no. Let's just maintain status quo. But status quo means the US debt just keeps ballooning.
Yeah.
And ultimately, this may be bad. What he's doing may be bad for the world now, but a collapsed, failed America
It's even worse.
is even worse. Right? So, and that could happen in the next 8, 10, 12 years if unabated. So, it's either pain now or pain later. So, I think he's got nothing to prove because his term is up. There's only one more term left.
Yeah.
He can't run again.
No.
Yeah.
He thinks he can, but no.
He's
He's
such a
trying.
troll. He's such a
He's
troll.
trying.
It's so funny, right?
She's a Trump hater.
I didn't say that. I never used the word hate. No, don't put words in my mouth.
Be brave.
I am
and,
not a lover of
don't
Trump.
sit on the fence. It's like
No, I never-
either you love Trump or you hate Trump. I'm like that one.
I don't hate anyone.
So it's like
Yeah.
if you had only two options, you love Trump or you hate Trump. Which one would you take?
That's a terrible thing because I just said I don't use the word hate, so I cannot use the word hate.
Hate is
I'm
not
not
in
a-
our
how about
vocabulary.
I'm not a lover.
Absolutely dislike. How about
Absolutely
that?
dislike. Yes,
Okay.
that's a good one. yes.
Absolutely dislike or absolutely like. There you go.
Absolutely dislike.
There. You go.
And to be fair, he is dislikable.
Yes.
To many.
Very dislikable. Yeah.
He probably likes it as well.
he likes
that he
it.
is disliked.
He thrives on all that attention because whatever attention he's getting right now is attention.
Yes, correct.
You know what I mean? Even me as a non-fan, I'm still talking about him.
Yes,
He's
correct.
still on my mind.
No, people have correctly described him as the ultimate wrestling promoter.
Oh, I thought you were going to say pumpkin, but okay.
Pumpkin latte.
And he was really good in the
was good.
WWF as well back in the day.
Yeah, you should watch. For our listeners out there, you should go Google, go YouTube and look for Battle of the Billionaires. He was fighting against
Ted DiBiase.
No, he was against this Vince McMahon, and the loser had each had a
He
wrestler.
slammed Vince McMahon, I think, right?
and
Something like that.
he shaved Vince McMahon's hair off. It was just stupid. It was just fun, but it's crazy. You're right. A lot of funny things. But it is quite crazy what's happening now. But if nothing is being done, I mean, honestly, he could have chosen an easy path and just go, nah, let's not do it. Let's just kick the can down the road. So
And just revel in being president of the
4
United
years.
States.
Yeah, and be like, here to say it like Joe Biden and do nothing for 4 years. So that is something which is an easy you can do the easy thing or you can do the right thing. So, but whether he's doing the right thing is a different story.
Yeah.
It'll
But
remain
in
to
the
be seen.
meantime, Singapore is going to get hit nonetheless. And I think the biggest thing now is that there's going to be Vietnam is going to negotiate with them this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see how the negotiations go, because Vietnam's going there to say, I'm going to do zero tariffs on you.
Right.
Let's see if it's reciprocal.
Let's see if after a country bends the knee, whether or not they get reciprocal,
Zero as
zero
well.
back as well.
Right.
Because if the answer is, I'll reduce 46 to 44%, I can tell you China and all the other countries are not going to reduce
Just get
anything.
all the gorgeous Vietnamese women to negotiate with Trump and everything will be okay. All right, Neo is next. This is Closer on Kiss 92. He appreciates beautiful women, so
He does.
It's very well known as well.
nothing wrong with that.
That's why he bought Miss Universe.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that anymore,
I
does
think
he?
he sold it off.
He sold it,
He sold it off.
yeah.
Too much controversy. But then the big question now is what's going to be what's going to happen to Singapore? And I think there are certain industries in Singapore that's going to be hit
Yeah.
nonetheless. Even if Trump lifts all the other tariffs on everyone else but keeps it on China,
Yeah.
and if the trade flows between China and the US collapses, or even if it gets cut by 50%, Singapore is still going to be hit, because a lot of our products that we produce or we transship goes into China, which goes into products which go to the US. So whatever it is, as long as that chain between China and US is broken, Singapore is going to be affected very badly.
But China, like China, what China was doing also before was like to lower their tariffs was to ship things to Vietnam and then
Yes.
ship them out, right?
Yes,
to
correct.
the US
The
because it was
transition.
less. Yeah.
That's why Vietnam got it 46%.
Yeah.
Because it was a loophole, and that's why that funny island with penguins was also hit with 10%.
Oh, we
because-
should just send everything there.
Yes, correct. That's why Singapore
Ship
got
it
hit
out.
as well, 10%.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a loophole.
Yeah.
So that's why things are happening for a reason. I mean, you can stand there and have a good laugh about penguins being taxed, tariff, but there's a reason behind it. And I think the semicon industry in Singapore
That's
is
huge
gonna
for
be
us,
hit.
right? Yeah.
Semicon and pharmaceuticals, because Trump has already said that he wants to bring back semicon and pharmaceuticals back to the US. And if that may mean that the Singapore plants, it's a question whether or not we still need them.
We have Alex that messaged on our Facebook. He says, it's interesting to see how Trump is taking this protectionist approach. I cannot imagine Americans heading back into the manufacturing lines to sew clothes or solder chips to boards at minimal pay again. The very fact China is where they are today is because the West didn't want these jobs and subcontracted it out because the cost of these products imported would still be cheaper.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So I'm very amused to see the Americans' reaction when their iPhone suddenly costs $3,000 now.
Yeah.
When even if it's coming from China,
Even Tesla is not made in the US, I think, or assembled or
it's
something.
made and assembled in US, but there are
Manufacturing
components definitely
components.
that are not coming from the US.
Yeah.
It comes from Taiwan and every other place. So, but it's fully assembled
in the US.
Interestingly, yeah.
But as I said, right, I mean, don't we know Trump already right now? Do you think he's
I
going to
love
go
how
ahead
he's
with
just
it?
looking at us going,
Yeah.
like, what are y'all talking
It's
about?
like
This is
you-
a waste of
You
conversation.
guys
That's
still
true,
don't know. You guys don't know his comedic timing.
That's
You know,
true.
I mean, come
That's
on.
true. That's true.
You know, we're
That's
all
true.
talking about
Yeah.
this 100 and what now? He's slapping on a.
125.
You really
It's
think
like
it's
that.
going to happen? You really think it's going to happen? No, it is not going to happen. It is not.
It's for drama.
Isn't
and
it
effect.
for
already?
dramatic effect.
Isn't it already in place?
It's a
The
Mark
125?
It's a Mark Burnett reality show, ladies and gentlemen.
No, are the
on.
tariffs already in place
The
for China?
tariffs are in place, but he's just said he's upping it again.
To 125, yeah.
He didn't specify which date. Yeah, so you're right. It's a lot of it is just hot air.
No, yeah,
The
we're
drama.
discussing this, but in a week from now,
Yeah.
It's going to be wasted
anything
breath.
can happen.
It's like two
It's
kids
like,
in a playground.
okay,
huh?
I have thought about it, and
He wakes up one
That's
day,
fine.
he's like, I'm
That's
done, I'm
fine,
done.
okay.
you know, I love all of you.
Okay.
Let's just remove this whole idea of tariffs.
All right, I tell you what, since we're wasting
Yeah.
our breaths, let's talk about something else then.
Yeah, so I think
Singapore jobs.
If you are in pharma or
Semiconductors, yeah.
be prepared for a rough time ahead. I think a lot of manufacturing, but Singapore doesn't have that many manufacturing jobs to speak of. And I think if you're in the banking sector, some areas might be hit. Trade financing is one area. If global trade drops, trade financing is basically companies coming to the bank and saying, can I borrow money from you to buy this 20 containers coming in so that you can so that if there's like only 2 containers now, the volume is going to drop. So apparently trade financing occupies about 13% of a bank's total loan portfolio. So that could happen. I don't know. But I think all of us have to be smart about it right now. I think if one key advice we are giving our clients now is that if you're thinking of changing jobs, don't. Don't. It's too much uncertainty out there.
What if you're in semiconductors and pharmaceuticals? Though?
Then maybe you might want to figure out what it is.
But is that too soon?
I think it's never too late or too early to look at alternatives. But if you spend your whole life in pharmaceuticals, then where else can you go? It's quite difficult, right? Then you got to start thinking about moving up the value chain. Is there something else I can do that's rather than the level I'm at now? Can I pick up new skills?
Again, it's all about keeping those skills.
Yes, correct.
And
how
those tools sharpened, right?
Into different roles. So lots of things you can do. But you have to start thinking about it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, the percentage, because we were talking about like a recession, global recession as a result of what was happening and all that, but after the announcement this morning, apparently that percentage has gone down to 45%. It was previously 65% that we would actually experience a global recession.
Oh, the recession, right? Okay.
Yes.
It's like it's not, whenever I hear that economists talking like that, it's basically like playing the casino. I mean, on what basis do you say 65 or 43 or 22.5? These are just punts.
Numbers?
Yeah, punts. They're just guesses. So, but I think it's not going to be easy. See, the challenge is not whether or not Trump, or how much Trump levies on everyone else. It's just the uncertainty of that guy.
It's the uncertainty, yeah. The unpredictability.
The unpredictability factor that comes in makes a company not dare to produce 2,000 items or products in a month. That's because I don't know whether it's going to sell. Maybe I just drop down to 1,000 just in case.
Yeah.
So the uncertainty itself, not just the quantum, will cause business owners to worry and pull that.
Yeah, and then when you manufacture less, it costs more.
Yes.
Because you have MOQs and stuff like that.
Correct. And then when you ship few items out, if
it's
everyone ships few items
out,
the freight rates go up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
it does affect everyone, although we think we're quite safe.
So the uncertainty is the thing that gets all of us worried, and I think the uncertainty by itself is enough to kill the job markets and the markets out there. I actually know companies who are cutting down, who have put a hiring freeze. They're not hiring anyone new anymore until this thing blows over.
But when is it going to blow over, though?
They don't know. That's why you see. They don't know.
See.
They don't know if they'll be affected. So they're just putting the hiring on freeze. They're putting their orders on MOQ, minimum.
And everyone
order.
becons leaner as a result of that.
Correct. So it's potentially scary, but now let's see where it goes. I don't know.
It's better to freeze than hire, and then after have to fire them.
Yes, correct.
Let them go.
Correct. So it's just too much uncertainty that gets to people. I mean, I can understand why. And the funniest thing is, you would imagine that all this uncertainty would cause COE prices to drop.
It's gone up.
It's gone up.
Yeah. Okay, stand by. Some traffic news, courtesy of Angel.
Give up on me, baby. Oh, these times are hard. Yeah, they're making us crazy. Don't give up on me, baby.
Kiss 92 traffic.
It's just the usual peak hour traffic warnings all over the place. So wherever you are, don't be a tailgater. Please don't road hog and use those indicators. Stay safe.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It is Glenn, Angel, and Adrian Choo from Korea Agility International. Let's talk a little bit about, your show that's coming up on the 19th of April.
Yeah, especially now with all the Trump tariffs going on, there's so much uncertainty. The thing that is certain is your job's going to be at risk, no matter where you are. In fact, it's always been that way. Now it's just gotten a bit worse. And then the question is, what can you do about it? That's why on the 19th of April, we are doing a Mid-Career Magic workshop. It's a full-day workshop at the SPH Auditorium here for our listeners. And we're going to talk about what do you do, your next 5 career steps, especially if you're mid-career in your 40s. How do you pivot? How do you run a portfolio career? And even if you're planning for your post-employment retirement, what can you do? So we're going to spend a whole day here, a fun day. We're going to talk about options. We're going to talk about strategies. How do you achieve career longevity? And we're going to have wonderful guests here who have successfully pivoted to share their experiences as well.
And the guests include someone we had on the show last week, Frank Koo, as well as Tamil Shelvan, who's a good friend of yours, Julie Lee and Brian Liu. So if you want to get tickets, you can still get tickets at careeragility.org/kiss92fm.
That's right.
Right?
And tickets are running out fast. So hurry, hurry, hurry.
After the session, you're going to be able to see very clearly.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, back to Singapore and Singapore jobs and, how, as Prime Minister Lawrence Wong said, it doesn't look like a smooth road ahead. So let's brace ourselves.
Yeah, but I love Singaporeans. We are so resilient, okay? In the face of all this uncertainty, the COE prices still went up to $118,000.
Wow.
I have no idea what's going on. So someone said that Singaporeans have shown resilience. And I say that we put the silly in resilience. So I don't know, we're just being silly. I don't know, man. How on earth did that happen?
But that makes sense to me, right? Someone wants to discourage Singaporeans from buying cars at this point because the road ahead is not going to be very smooth.
That's one way you could look at it.
I see it that way.
You make it so expensive.
So okay,
But
we're still looking after you. Okay, you're planning to buy a car, but no, don't. It's like a parent,
it's agreed.
Yeah.
But the Singaporeans are going, no, we're going to do it anyway. So
Yeah, because if you drop the COE prices, then people are going to buy and then they're not going to have that money in the bank.
yeah, so I don't know.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Adrian on The Big Show TV. John K is next. This is new. Honey.
This is brand new. Here's a tune.
Okay. So that was intentional then, COE prices.
No, I have no idea.
He's not saying it. I'm
no,
saying
I
it.
know you're saying
No,
it. Yeah.
I think the
Because I know.
Huh? Because of course. You
I
always
think
have
the
that
dealers-
inside news.
The dealers are pushing up the prices, I think, because there's a backlog. Well, my friend in the industry told me yesterday that the dealers have a backlog, they got to clear it, so they just push the prices. They'll swallow the difference if needed.
Wow.
And they just want to push it up. But I think in coming months it might drop. I don't know. I'm not in the market for a new car, so I wouldn't know. But it's a sign. But I think I'm hoping COE prices drop now for everyone's sake.
Well, we'll know in another 2 weeks. So we'll wait another 2 weeks for
There are too many cars on the roads. So, this is what COEs are for. To control
Yeah.
the population of cars.
So otherwise it becomes Jakarta.
No, I don't think we'll ever become that. Or Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Yeah,
so
Bangkok
crazy.
and Jakarta.
Well, if the COE prices, don't go up, we will be a Jakarta.
Yes, many times.
Or
over.
Malaysia.
Do you remember the old days? We used to have area licensing scheme where you got to pull alongside and get this piece of paper
Wasn't that the
in the 80s where you
those were the
sticker you
yeah,
got to
yeah,
put on your
the
windscreen.
paper.
Oh,
Yeah,
what was that for again?
It was also to enter the Central Business District,
You got to
Yeah.
buy the sticker.
and there was carpooling at that time as well. Because
Yes,
I remember, so you could only enter like Orchard Road, and Orchard Road started at where Liat and Scott's.
Lido.
Not Scott's, Lido. Yeah, just before Tangs, right?
Yeah.
And you had to have 4 people in your car before you could go that way. And there were people standing on the side of the roads making sure that you had 4 heads in the car. So my parents used to pick a couple of people up along Bukatima Road near Barker Road, waiting at the bus stop. People would jump into the car just to go into Orchard Road. So there were enough people in the car.
Those are simpler times.
Yeah.
I don't remember
strangers.
that though.
Yeah, and then they had what you said, like the papers that you had to put,
Yeah, correct.
kind
you
of
would
like
buy
our
a daily
ERP.
license.
Yeah.
It's color coded, so you put it there, and there'll be a lady or a guy with binoculars.
They're standing by the side of the roads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just looking, and if you don't have the right day paper, right, they'll
They'll know that you've reused it, right?
Yeah, they'll book you.
Are you serious?
Yeah. My parents used to go to, what is it? Clooney, where Clooney is, where Taman Serasi
the old-
hawker center used to
yes,
be.
yeah.
There used to be a little like
Booths, right?
booth,
Yes, the booth. There's
where
a
you would
booth.
drive up and you would get your ticket for the day, and then you would go into town. You don't remember all this?
No, man.
Yeah.
No, Taman Serasi was next to Glen Eagles
That's
Hospital.
right,
isn't
where
it?
Glen
Around
Eagles
there.
is now,
So
okay.
there were
Yeah.
strategic places where you could buy that.
Where you could pick up the stuff before you going
It's
into
crazy.
town,
It was
right?
just Funny.
Yeah.
Old,
Okay.
old tech.
It was the old
The
day
old-
ERP.
Yes.
Yeah,
ERP,
that was the ERP back in the day.
So even in the US, New York is trying to implement it as well. Like to pay to get into town. I think in London is really doing that.
People already don't drive there. It's like they take the train, right? Because it's too expensive to park as well.
Yeah, correct.
Mm.
That's why they're trying to discourage it. But I think Singapore's got a great system. The ERP system is great. You know,
It works.
Soon there'll be the satellite system.
Yeah, they'll know exactly where you are and what you're doing.
where
It's
you've
okay. I don't mind.
You have nothing to hide,
Nothing
so it's
to
fine.
hide.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
nothing to hide at all. You know, I think you know, amidst all this turmoil and everything in the press, you know, people are getting stressed out. When I advise all my clients out there, I think Singapore's in a good position. I don't think we need to worry. It's not going to be collapse of the country level catastrophe. I think we're going to be good. We have a very cynical businessman told me Singapore will succeed because of the great leaders and sometimes in spite of the great leaders.
Okay, fair
Because
enough.
you know you still have to run your own business. You still got to take care of your own career. I think that's important.
You see, I mean, we trust our leaders, see? And that's very important.
We do.
Right? Because
do.
we know that they will take care of us.
Yes.
You know, just like Trump, for example, he's trying to convince America to trust him.
Yeah.
Because he, for the first time, you know, unlike all the other presidents who were looking out for other countries,
Yeah.
he is a patriot.
Yeah.
Right? He just wants to look out for Americans.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you cannot blame someone like that. You know, because everyone is looking out for their people.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So as bad as he is or whatever, I think his intentions are noble.
Yeah. And
You
I
know?
think those things, if you ask me, those things have to stop. I mean, subsidizing other countries, because the other countries. I saw this post by a European guy, and he said that, you know, why shouldn't the US pay for the Ukraine war? It's only $200 billion. You're already paying $1 trillion for your own Pentagon, whatever it is, a year. What's $200 billion? You should. It's very entitled.
Yeah, exactly.
Very entitled.
Very entitled.
Easy
yeah.
for them to say.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But the American taxpayers are the one bearing the brunt. So it's tough. So I don't fault what Donald Trump is trying to do, how he's doing it.
It just
No
remains
idea.
to be seen.
Yeah, how he's doing it. I can see why he's doing it, how he's doing it, and what the outcomes
I think
are.
the why is quite clear. It's just the how
Yeah.
and when kind
Correct.
of kind of thing.
And I honestly do not have a better solution. No one does. Everyone says, no, you should implement this, you should do that first.
but no one has.
No one has. And no one knows, even if you did it, what's going to happen. So you're going to make the rules as you go along.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think so far, getting everyone to come to him on bended knee, that's brilliant.
I can just imagine him sitting on a throne.
Yeah,
you know,
like, oh, you,
with swords.
You, yes, you. Okay, yeah. You come kiss my
You
ring.
are pardoned.
Yeah, kiss my ring. You know.
But you think about all the leaders in the world right now, right? Who
Queuing
are up
up,
in arms,
yeah.
who are like, you know, if you were to take them and make them president of the United States of America, let's see what happens.
They might do the
Yeah.
same thing, right? Yeah. But you're right. I'm imagining him in a throne room, in the White
Oh,
House,
yeah,
in the
yeah,
Oval
with
Office.
his- with
Everyone's
his
coming to
cloak
kiss his
and
ring.
everything, yeah.
And, oh man,
The memes are out there, I'm sure.
I'm sure. And it's yeah. So I think that it's going to be bumpy, but I think Singapore's going to be all right. One thing I would advise a lot of people is don't watch the news too much, especially the American news.
As in Fox.
You get you see,
Well, all of the
extreme.
news. It keeps changing, so
Yeah, so if you watch Fox, you get
The
a whole bunch
extreme,
of people who are very cultish. Trump can do no wrong. You watch CNN, MSNBC.
He is the devil.
He's the devil.
Yeah.
Okay, the orange man bad. Every day is orange man bad. Okay,
Yeah.
nothing he does is good. So,
and with Fox, everything he does is great.
yes, correct.
So there are two different
What do you do,
camps,
right?
yeah.
So I think you got to make your own assessment. There's an old saying: if you don't watch the news, you're uninformed.
If you watch the news, you're depressed.
You're misinformed.
You're misinformed.
So,
Yeah.
What
do we do?
What do we do, right?
Yeah.
Make our own decision. So I don't know.
Okay.
You know what? Kevin O'Leary just went on CNN, and my goodness, did you hear him slam China?
He wants to impose 400% tax on them.
Oh, what? It just
Kevin O'Leary,
No,
Mr. Wonderful.
I think he made it very clear that he likes the Chinese people. It's just that he just feels like, as a businessman who has done business in China, he knows exactly their style of doing business. So he was very critical.
Kevin O'Leary has a backstory with that. Okay, he hates a consortium that wants to buy TikTok. He wants.
Oh, is it?
That's why he's trying to poke the bear. He's trying to aggravate China into reacting, so that things get worse for China, so he can buy TikTok. So that's the backstory.
Right.
So
okay.
he's trying to convince Trump to put TikTok as one of the sale of America TikTok's algorithm as part of the negotiation
Trade
package.
negotiation.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's why he's poking the bear. This guy, I don't like him.
Yeah, no, he is.
I like him and I don't like him. I liked him on Shark Tank, but
I don't like him on Shark Tank.
he's Mr. Wonderful, but he's a real shark. Terrible.
I thought he was just, putting on that personality for Shark Tank.
That's
Little
him,
did I
right?
know he was the same person in real life.
I love Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is good.
He's like the nice guy.
a nice guy. Yeah.
Mark Cuban's cool.
No, I've stopped watching, Shark Tank.
Yeah.
After a while, like, okay, enough.
It's getting old.
Yeah.
It's getting old.
Okay, stand by.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the SLE towards the BKE after the Lento Avenue exit, look out for a broken down vehicle. If you spot anything else, 8855-0920.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We've been speaking to Adrian Choo from Korea Agility International. It's almost time for us to go. How about telling everyone once again about the Mid-Korea Magic Seminar that's happening on the 19th of April?
Yeah, we are going to have a fun full-day event here, and we're going to talk about what you can do, your next 5 career moves when you're in your 40s. Because today we need to figure out how to have that career longevity to work all the way to beyond your 50s. And therefore you need a strategy, and the strategy starts when you're in your 40s. So we can talk about how do you pivot into new and exciting roles, how do you build a portfolio career, how do you look at progressing your career now and making a lot of money so that you can retire at 50 or before that. And we're going to have a full day of workshops, seminars. Yen and I will be there. We'll be conducting the sessions. You can get to meet us personally as well and ask us all the questions you wanted to ask. We did a successful one last year. It was amazing. And tickets are on sale now, but they are running out very quickly because we got only a couple of tickets left actually. So it's going to be on the 19th of April. And if you need the tickets, you can get tickets at
I'll do it.
Okay, you do it.
www.koreaagility.org/kiss92fm.
That's right.
And is this only for people in their 40s, or can people in their 30s who have been in their
People of all ages, I think.
all ages.
right?
In fact, we have a few participants who are in their 30s.
Okay.
Who are prescient enough to try and figure out, hey, I'm getting a heads up on what I can do in my 40s,
Yeah.
my 50s. So, brilliant people. They're going to come and learn lots of exciting stuff. And it's going to be a fun day. Lunch is provided and everything. So it's going to
Amazing.
be crazy fun.
Okay.
There's
sounds
going to be
like
entertainment, like
Glenn singing.
and dancing.
We'll get Yen to do the Macarena, okay?
Wow, I haven't heard that word in a while.
I saw the Macarena quite a bit at the Rugby Sevens over the weekend.
Oh, really?
It's
People
a
still
classic.
doing it.
Like, oh, kids are doing the Macarena. I'm like, whoa, I'm impressed. Must have learnt it from your parents.
Timeless classic.
Okay.
It's going to be fun.
Well, thanks, Adrian, for coming in today, as always.
Always a joy.
Look
to
at
be
how time has just flown by.
here. Yeah, wow.
I'll see you next week. All right, take care, Adrian.
Okay, have fun, guys. Take care. Bye.
Up next, Charlie Puth featuring John Cook. This is Left and Right on Kiss 92.
Memories follow me left and right. I can feel you over here, I can feel you over here. You take up every corner of my mind.